Well, a good Saturday morning to everyone that has joined us on this webinar. My name is John Dehart. I'm your Executive Director of Sales, Marketing, and Field Development. And exciting times right now, folks, at the Family Vacation Network. I'll tell you what, we've got a lot of things going on. We're on a march. I call it a countdown to history. We've got our big Orlando event happening, our first kickoff event happening next weekend, next Saturday. Folks, I can tell you, do everything you possibly can to get to that event, and it is not too late to get to Anaheim, California. We've got a big event in LA right now with David Butler, Ken Budd, and so that's going on this morning. So a lot of exciting things as we're moving forward with the Family Vacation Network. In a couple of weeks, or about 3 weeks, we'll be in Park City, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake. We're then going to Las Vegas. We're going to be in D.C., and we are going to be back in Anaheim, California. So a lot of great things going on right now with the Family Vacation Network. And I'll tell you what, guys, we've got some huge, huge, huge announcements that we're going to be making this upcoming Saturday. It is going to change the trajectory of the Family Vacation Network. And I'll tell you what, you hear me say all the time, this company is going to go from small to big. We are, and now we're going to do it a lot quicker. So anything you can do to get to Orlando, you definitely want to be there. So, hey, we're going to kick off today with skill set number 3. Skill number 3 in the SMART training series that we're going through right now, the 7 steps to big income with the Family Vacation Network. Skill number 3 is presenting. And, folks, what I really want you to do and what I really want you to grasp is how to present like a pro, because believe it or not, there are things that pros do in our business that other people do not do, and that's why pros have such great success. That's why the top money earners in our industry have the success that they have, is because they do the system correctly. And remember, it's not what works. It can work for you. I mean, you can sponsor people, you can tell them the whole FVN story yourself, but the real question is does it duplicate? It's not what works, it's what duplicates. That's the key to our business. And I love this quote from Eric Worre. It's really very simple. It's without duplication, network marketing, and by extension, I added the by extension FVN, will be a job. And so if you're wanting to get to the network marketing, the FVN lifestyle, that lifestyle is not only money, but it's the time to enjoy your life. And what I call true wealth, it's time freedom, where you've got plenty of money coming in and you've got the time to enjoy it. Duplication is the key. So remember, without duplication, network marketing and by extension is just a job. And folks, here's the thing. Simple is what duplicates. We've got to keep it simple in our business. Otherwise, it will not duplicate. Complicated does not duplicate in our industry, because we have to be able to involve the masses, and understanding that the masses, the vast majority of the people that get involved in our business, are going to be in part-time. And once they start making a good part-time income, then they're going to paint themselves into the picture of a full-time income. And once they start making a full-time income, they're going to quit their job and they're going to go big-time income, right? I mean, that's the way it works. And folks, I said a very key phrase there. I hope you caught what I said. I said once they're able to paint themselves into our picture. And that is the key for duplication. That person that we're talking to, that prospect, has got to be able to see themselves doing our business. And folks, you've heard me say this 1,000 times. I think with the Family Vacation Network, we have an opportunity to bring tens, if not hundreds of thousands of brand new people into the network marketing industry through Family Vacation Network, into the Family Vacation Network business. Why? Because we don't sell pills, potions, and lotions. And I'm not knocking pills, potions, and lotions. I've got a 30-year background in pills, potions, and lotions. And because of that, I can say with absolute confidence and certainty that there's a whole bunch of people out there that are just like me. They're not going to see themselves being the Mary Kay man, right? That's not going to be my thing. I'm not going to be in a skincare deal. And I know skincare is huge business. It's just not me. I leaned more towards nutrition because I like nutrition. But there's a whole bunch of people out there that will never be involved in vitamins or juices or skincare or whatever it may be that will get involved with the Family Vacation Network? Because what we sell is fun. We sell vacations. That's what it's all about. And I'll tell you what, folks, that business model that I just explained to you is going global. It's going to be bigger and bigger. We're making it easier and easier for people to paint themselves into our picture and want to be involved in the Family Vacation Network. So let's quickly review. I want to go back and just quickly review skills 1 and 2 because this is really the setup. It's the key to getting to skill number 3, presenting. If the first 2 things are done right, presenting becomes a natural byproduct, okay? So first of all, remember, we're going to make a list. So we get started, you get a brand new person started. What we want them to do is we want them to make a list, you know, pull out the yellow pages, pull out their Rolodex, pull out their smartphone, start writing those names down on a list, on a yellow pad or a contact manager, or putting them on individual cards, right? I was on, Lanny Honey's on here. We both agreed. We're both old school, right? We still use the cards, the 3x5 note cards. I've got a 3x5 note cards, January through December, 1 through 31, and 6 months worth, so that I can just follow up and shuffle those cards. 6 months worth of 1 through 31. That's how I do my business, folks. I still do it old school. Some of you got contact managers, that's great, but we want to get that list down. And remember this is a key phrase. If you or your brand new rep edit your list, you're going to edit your success. And there is nothing worse in the world. I'll tell you, I've had it happen to me. It is a gut-wrenching experience to show up at a business briefing and see somebody that should have been on your list or was on your list that you didn't call in time, that is already part of the Family Vacation Network. Okay, or about to become part because somebody else invited them, and with integrity, at that point, we're hands off, right? And so that is a gut-wrenching experience, and it really gets bad if they go on to make big money and they could have been in your downline. So edit your list, and you're going to edit your success. So that's one. Number 2, we're constantly expanding our list, right? FVN, Family Vacation Network, is a contact sport. The more people you contact, the bigger your business is going to become. And so we want to be expanding that list. And how do we expand it? We talked about walking and talking, right? Just bumping into people. Everywhere you go, there are people. And you've got your honey-do list, right? You go out, you go to the dry cleaner, make a contact. You go to the grocery store, make a contract. You know, that's you go to the gas station, you're talking to somebody over the pump. I mean, every place you go, there are people. You go to your kid's soccer game, get to know the parents, you know, that are there. And again, it's warm with form, family, occupation, recreation, money. And what these are, folks, is these are icebreakers. And warm with form works both for the cold market and for your warm market. It's a great way to get back in relationship with people, finding out where they're at, finding out what's going on, and then, of course, giving them that simple one-liner, how's the economy treating you? How's your job? How's the economy been treating you? And like most people, since 2008, it has been pretty rough out there. So normally they're going to complain. And whether that's cold market or warm market, cold market, you know, my next question after that is, you ever thought about doing anything else, right? You know, they're telling me about their job. They're telling me the economy is rough. Have you ever thought about doing anything else? Have you ever thought about other ways to improve your cash flow, right? Just little simple questions. We control the conversation by asking questions. That's the real key. And so those little one-liners, and then they're going to come back and they're going to say, you know, sure what, you know? And this is really, really key. You've got to have your 15-second commercial ready to go, roll off your tongue. Can't sound like a sales pitch. Nobody wants to be pitched, but it's kind of simple like this. I work with a group of professionals. They found a way that they can leverage themselves. Leverage is a great word. At a significant secondary income, or they found a way they can improve their cash flow, make it you, without jeopardizing their current career. Would that information be of interest to you? And then you just be quiet. They're going to say yes or no, right? If they say yes, great, we move forward. If they say no, I drop it. I don't take it any further than that. I hate rejection just like anybody else does, and I want both doors to be wide open before I walk through those doors. If they're not interested, I'm not going to beg them to look at FVN. Remember, we talked about a key concept called posture. I don't beg people to look at our business. I don't beg people to get rich. Okay? They either want to be open-minded or they don't. If they don't, that's okay. Guess what? There's another 6,999,000,000 people on the planet, right? I don't need to beg them to look at my business. I'll just go on to the next one. And so that's the real key. So we extend that invitation, and then they say sure, and say, if I, will you? If I send you a video over the internet, will you watch it? Great. So what I'm trying to do, folks, and this is the real key, and really this is where the rubber meets the road. This is the distinction between somebody that's an expert in our business and a pro in our business. And here's the thing. Again, you are not the issue. Duplication is all that counts. Pros get it. I don't want to be an expert on FVN. Trust me, I don't. And guess what? I know a lot about FVN. I know a lot about the comp plan. I know a lot about our products. I know a lot about, but when I'm out there talking, if I'm in your shoes, I'm not an expert. I'm a tour guide. Okay? What I want to do is I want to leverage the tools and the team to build my business. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said a little bit earlier, right? We've got to put ourselves in the shoes of that person we're talking to. Can they paint themselves into our picture? Because duplication is all that matters. And folks, trust me, duplication starts the minute you make contact with that person. It doesn't start when they get started. It starts when you make that initial first contact with somebody. And here's the bad news. You can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And what I mean by that is if you start that process, the duplication process off incorrectly, this is not a do as I say, not as I do business, right? This is a follow the leader business. People will remember how you expose them for the very first time to the Family Vacation Network. They'll remember Warm with Form. They'll remember If I Will You. They'll remember that you didn't tell them a whole bunch of stuff about the business. Instead, you just got their contact information and their email address, their telephone number if you're cold market recruiting. You've already got their number if you're warm market. You've got their email. They'll remember that you sent a video and said something like, tell you what, let's do this. I'm going to send you a quick video over. If I send it to you, will you watch it, right? Now remember, we went through the whole invitation process last week on confirming that invitation. And it's on YouTube. It's on our FVN channel, so you can go back and watch it, about the steps to confirm that so that you set up the follow-up, right? And so we went through that whole process last week. But they're going to remember that you did all of these steps. And if you do all these steps, guess what? That's what they're most likely going to do because it's a follow the leader business. And so, again, experts make themselves the issue. You know, we've got Rick Thompson on here, and I'll tell you what, Rick is an absolute pro in this business. And again, he knows everything about the Family Vacation Network. If Rick was to take you out for a cup of coffee, in an hour and a half, he could tell you A to Z, soup to nuts, everything you ever wanted to know about the Family Vacation Network. You would probably be excited. But then two things are most likely going to happen. Number one, you're going to look at your watch. And Rick's going to tell you, 2 a day, 10 in play. You got to talk to 2 new people every day, 2 new people, right? And that prospect, you're going to look at your watch after sitting with Rick for an hour and a half, and you're going to say, you know what? It took me 25 minutes, almost 30 minutes in traffic to get here. I just spent an hour and a half with Rick. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get home. I'm 2.5 hours into this, and guess what? I got to talk to 2 people every day. That's 5 hours. I'm not that quick with math, but I'm pretty quick. That's 5 hours. I'm a single mom. I work a job. My kids are in soccer. I don't have time to spend 5 hours a day. I can't do this business. And we just painted them out of our picture because we did it incorrectly, right? Or here's the other thing that's going to happen. Somebody's going to look at Rick and they're going to say, wow, he is really, really good. I don't think I could ever learn that much about this business. I don't have time. You know, I just don't see myself doing this. And they're out. And folks, it happens that quickly. But see, Rick is smart. He's a pro. He doesn't do that. What he does is Warm with Form, and he invites somebody to simply look at a video. If I, will you? If I send you this video, will you watch it? It's 7 minutes. Great. If you like what you see, I'll let you sift us. It's 7 minutes out of your life. If you like what you see, we'll take it to the next level. I'll introduce you to some folks that you're going to be blown away with. Other professionals that are doing this business, they're having a ton of fun. They're vacationing, and they've significantly improved their cash flow. So now what has Rick done? He's got me to look at the movie, excited about looking at the movie, and he's already said he's going to introduce me to other team members. Tools and team, tools and team. Experts make themselves the issue, and they rarely, because they do that, they rarely have effective duplication. Pros don't make themselves the issue. They use the tools in the team to build their business. And folks, it really, really is that simple. A pro realizes they're not the issue, and instead they act like a tour guide, right? Because that's what duplicates. They're pointing people to places that they can get the information. They're first pointing them to the video. And so now we've got Mary on the line, and Rick's introduced Mary to the business, and here's what Mary's saying. Wow, Rick, he talked to me, seemed like a nice guy. He sent me a video. I think I can do that. This video is interesting. And then he put me on the phone with a couple of other folks. They seem like sharp people. I think I could get them to get on the phone with me as I'm talking to people. I think I can do this business. And they just painted themselves into our picture. Now everything comes into panoramic, right? Full color view, right? They come in, they buy a package, they go vacation, they have fun, they tell people about it. Our business isn't about selling, it's a transfer of emotion. They tell a lot of people about it, and you see the wheels, the cycle of duplication taking place because we did it correctly. We act as tour guides. Why? It's not because we don't understand our own business. It's because that's what duplicates. And in our business, it's not what works. It is what duplicates. The message we send to our prospect is, I don't have to be an expert to do this business. I can be successful at FVN. I think I can do this. And folks, at the end of the day, the prospect that you're talking to is going to ask them one question. Can I do this? And if they say, yes, I can, they're going to get started with us. And if they say, no, I don't think I can, they're not. And it really, really, really is that simple. It's that simple of a deal. So we want to invite them. We send them the FVN movie. You see it right here. Then we're going to do follow-up, right? And we do a three-way call. If they're not quite ready to go yet, we're going to expose them to the webinar. We'll go through the whole follow-up process. Not next week, but the weekend after. Next week's Orlando. You need to be here. Weekend after, we're going to go through follow-up, the fortunes in the follow-up. And the whole reason to follow up is to have another exposure. Remember, in our business, it may take 3, 4, 5 exposures for somebody to get involved. Here's the first one, the movie. Here's the second one, the three-way phone call. Maybe they're not quite ready after that. Here's the third one, we pop them onto a webinar, right? And they're not, then we pop them back onto a three-way call. We introduce them to somebody else, tools and team, right? Then we pop them onto a sizzle call. Then we pop them onto a training call, follow up with the team members. That's how our business works. It's simple. 1, 2, 3, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. That's all we do. And folks, that simplicity is what gets people to say, I can do this. And again, if they say I can do this, they're going to get started with us. If they say I don't think I can do this, they're not. It really, really is a very, very simple business. So, folks, this is a critical week. Get on the phone with people. We've got major announcements coming. You're going to want to tee people up. You're going to want to put more people into your pipeline, because after next Saturday, when we roll out what we're rolling out in Orlando, and I'm telling you folks, it's big. We're going global. It is big. You're going to want people to plug into that. You're going to watch your business explode if you do the groundwork right now. Right now is the time to be talking to brand new people. Right now is the time to be engaging old people that you've talked to. Say, hey, there's something coming. Plug them into FVN Movie. Plug them into your team members, your leaders, your upline leaders. Have an inkling what's going on. They will help you create that excitement for that prospect, and your business will absolutely start to explode after next weekend if you do the right steps. Remember, the only time money comes before work is in the dictionary. You've got to do the work. You've got to expose people to our business. You've got to get them watching FVN Movie. You've got to get them on our webinars, our conference calls, right? You've got to do the exposures. Remember, We're not hunters, we're farmers. We're planting seeds, we're watering those seeds, we're providing sunshine to them, you know, a ray of light at the end of the tunnel of the misery that these last few years have been in the workforce in America and around the world since the crash, right? I mean, it's been tough out there. We are the light at the end of the tunnel for them. We just have to give them that light. We've got to show them our way is a better way. That's the key to building the business and keeping it simple with tools and team, tools and team. So with that, folks, I want to thank everybody for being on our call today and our webinar. I hope you got value out of this training series, or you're getting value out of this training series. Let me invite you one more time, folks, and I'm going to tell you, do whatever you possibly can to get to Orlando. I don't care if it's last minute. I don't care if you got to drive a day. I don't care when you get here if you got to put 10 people in a room, right? Because you got to save money. Do whatever you can do to get here by next Friday. Make your reservation on Monday with Charlene and with Liz and Lourdes here in the office, and get here. The announcements are going to be huge. You got to tap into the energy. You got to tap into the source of what's going on. That's what makes this business so powerful. When you're able to tap into that source, that energy, everything starts to work. So get here next week. Thanks for being on this webinar with me tonight or this afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, this morning, if you're Central Time through Mountain and Pacific Time. But get here next weekend. Thanks for joining me. Next, remember, no webinar next week, but the following week, the fortunes in the follow-up. We're going to be going through how to follow up correctly. I look forward to having everybody on that webinar. Once again, thanks so much for joining me. John Dehart, your Director of Sales, Marketing, Field Development with the Family Vacation Network. Over and out for today.